Joining us now in studio, one of the men that made this championship possible, Warriors Associate Head Coach Mike Brown. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing in the Larry O'Brien. Looks good. What would you say makes this championship different than the previous two? This journey of getting to this point.
You know what, the ups and downs that we went through this year were a little bit different than in the past. We had some significant injuries, guys out for a long time, even not knowing when Steph was going to be available come playoff time. And, you know, once you've been through it once, twice, trying to get there a third time and winning it, there's a lot of things that people don't really know about subconsciously that surface, and you know, you think that you're good enough, you feel like you're good enough, but you don't know if you really have the drive at the end of the day, and then everybody is coming after you night after night after night because they want to take it away, and they're catching up.
You know, right. David West said something that was interesting. He says, once it all comes out, what we were going through, it's going to be the stuff that books are written about.
Yeah.
Now, you probably are not free to say, but can you give us a hint what the team was going through, because David made it sound like it was something significant.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of little things that added up to possibly being big things throughout the course of the season. You know, guys not happy at times about what they're doing and role-wise and stuff like that, but it's normal stuff that you would have to deal with on a day-to-day basis with most NBA teams. We're just blessed that we have such a great group of guys. I mean, obviously they're great basketball players, but let's throw the basketball part out. There is such a great group of guys that we were able to get through all that stuff throughout the regular season, and in my opinion, it made us stronger come postseason.
Yeah. Let's talk about sweeping the Cavs. The Bay Area did not experience what I call the delicious agony of a Game 7, right?
Right.
Is there anything less than when it comes to sweeping versus taking it all the way?
Yes. So right now, I would be watching film and getting ready for practice tomorrow.
That is what you're missing.
Yes. So that is a blessing in disguise. Our summer is a little bit longer.
Right.
Sweeping and taking it to a Game 7.
Fewer gray hair. This is all. I had black hair when the series started.
So do like me.
There you go.
You know what? I can help you out. I can help you. You know, we can be both bald
Sir,
twins.
your glasses game, by the way, is on point. I've been watching you all season.
I appreciate that.
Kevin
Thank
Durant.
much.
Kevin Durant was on point. You know, he's the MVP.
Yes.
How special of a player? I mean, what's it like to coach someone like Kevin Durant?
You know, people don't realize until you get up next to him, you don't realize how big of a guy he is. You know, he's one of those guys. He's probably 7 feet, but he doesn't like to be called a 7-footer.
He doesn't.
Kind of like Tim Duncan when I was around Tim Duncan. He didn't like to be called a 7-footer, so they're listed at 6'11", maybe 6'11 and a half. But being that big and doing the stuff that they can do, especially Kevin out on the court, is just phenomenal.
I mean, Kevin can take the ball down himself. I mean, it's like 100%.
A guard. And the way he dribbles the ball in one-on-one situations to create a shot for himself or for others.
When he hit that big three,
phenomenal.
Coach, I mean, do you ever catch yourself just like rolling your eyes and going, my goodness gracious?
Yes, Steve and I, we chuckle at moments like that all the time. Either he'll take his right knee and start banging my left knee, or I'll take my hand, I'll hit him on his chest, and then we'll kind of look at each other and laugh, and I mean, it's a good time.
You guys did a very good job in pressing on to Draymond Green that, hey, Draymond, you cannot lose your cool to the point where it might affect us.
I tell you what, he's got the toughest job out of all of our players, in my opinion, because he's our emotional leader. And think about bringing emotion to a game every single night for 10 preseason games, 82 regular season games, and then however many playoff games it is. And that is your main thing that you have to bring to the table in order to keep this team uplifted. And, you know, you look at a guy like Steph, you look at a guy like KD, you look at a guy like Clay. Well, one of those guys can have an off night, but there's two other guys that can put the ball in the hole. Draymond can't have an off night.
I mean, when Tristan pushed the ball into his face, I thought, here we go. It's over. I thought that Draymond was going to come back and it was going to be, but for what happened, he maintained.
No, he did. He's a smart guy, but also, like I said, on top of that, we actually encourage him to show his emotions every night, and we tell him to take it as far as he feels like he could take it, and then pull the reins back before going over the edge. And he's done a fantastic job of that the last 2 years, and that's a huge reason, in my opinion, why we've won it.
For me, growing up here in the Bay Area, I think about Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, James Worthy, AC Green, some of those Laker teams, the Celtics. But are we witnessing the greatest NBA team ever right now? in the Golden State Warriors?
I tell you, the way that I look at it, yes, the talent and the versatility that we have on this team, especially when you start with those 4 guys, is remarkable. I don't know if it's ever been seen before. And we're witnessing it now, which is obviously enjoyable because we're all a part of it. But these guys, the thing about it is these guys are in their prime.
They're young.
Yeah, they're in their prime.
Late 20s,
and
30.
you know, you give Joe Lacob and Peter Gruber and Bob Myers a lot of credit for assembling this type of talent together. And then you also give Steve Kerr a lot of credit for making sure that he instilled the right culture with this group, and he lets them be who they are naturally, and it all comes out on the court. Game after game after game, and results in things like this.
Waiting more to come.
So what do you think about the little bit of chatter out there about LeBron James maybe wanting to come to the Warriors?
No,
No, you shut the door on that.
No, I don't think he would want to. I think
Would you want him?
I don't know if I could say that just because he's under contract still.
Gotcha.
But we'll take anybody that makes us better.
Okay.
What's your future, Coach? Do you want to go?
Yeah.
You know what? I thoroughly enjoyed here. I don't know if I've ever had this much fun. I've been in the NBA a long time. I'm not going to tell you when I got to the NBA because I don't want people to know that I have gray hairs like him. So, but I've been around a long time, and this is the most fun I've ever had. I thoroughly enjoy the Bay, and so I'm happy. Not only that, my son's going to play for our summer league team this year. So
that's awesome.
Yes, I'm in Hog's heaven right now. I'm in Hog's heaven.
Congratulations on that too.
Thank you very much.
Proud moment to be a father there.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for all of us for bringing that trophy in, and congratulations, and enjoy the parade tomorrow.
We will definitely do that. This is for the Bay.
All right, again, we're going to have complete coverage of all the action tomorrow morning right here on Mornings on 2. It begins at 10 o'clock and then immediately after the 9, and then 9 to 10, and then the parade
right
at 11 o'clock. We'll be right back.